All right, a very good morning, everybody, from Captain Naps. Welcome back to the Twitch stream, everybody. It's been 2 weeks now since our last Twitch stream, so welcome back to everybody who's here watching. And I do apologize for last week's cancellation, but unfortunately, I finally, after 2.5 years, came down with COVID myself and felt like I was in no condition to do any kind of anything that required any mental capacity at all last weekend. But now I'm back and feeling mostly better. About probably 95, 98% better. Still a little bit of a lingering cough, so if I cough, I'll try to remember to mute the mic first. My apologies if I forget, but yeah, pretty much back to normal again. So we are ready to do another leg here in our Aerosoft CRJ. We are logged in here in Buffalo, as you can probably see. And if I can pull it up, today's flight in the Aerosoft CRJ is from Buffalo back to New York Kennedy's Airport. So not a long flight, about an hour and a bit flight time. It's not a long flight, but that's the life of the regional pilot sometimes. You're just flying these little connection runs. You know, it's an hour flight, but that is a what is it, a 6 or 7 hour drive, I believe, through upstate New York to get from Buffalo to New York. So an hour in an airplane versus 7 hours in the car driving down the New York State Thruway, not to mention the fact that they charge you to drive end to end on the thruway. I don't even want to know what they charge you anymore now, but when I was a kid, end to end was like $120. So I imagine it's probably $250, $300 to drive that thing end to end, plus 6 hours of your life. So, you know, hopping in a little, squeezing yourself into a little tin can of a CRJ and doing an hour flight from Buffalo down to New York seems like a pretty reasonable alternative. So yeah, that is our mission for today: is Buffalo back to New York. We're gonna get that done, and following that, I believe the next scheduled leg is over to Cleveland. Yeah, New York over to Cleveland, so even longer now, 369 miles, another still relatively local jaunt, a little over an hour, probably about an hour and 20 minutes, hour 30 minutes in the air. Not a particularly long jaunt, but nevertheless. And yeah, otherwise, our career is still progressing here in a pilot's life. 327 experience points. We need 2,000 to make it to the rank of FO, so we need to keep gathering them. But I did get credited for some salaries after my last flight. My last flight earned me $13.39. I'm really not a big earner right now, which is really truly the way it is in the beginning of the aviation industry. Until you get well into it, you're usually not much of a big earner. $16.33 an hour is not much of a salary. I could take another job, and this is probably most of the jobs at this point are going to pay me better. It kind of factors in a little bit of your experience level. So one guy wants to offer me even less. Longjiang Airlines wants me to work for them for even less money, $15.29 an hour. But then Shandong wants me to come work for them for $31.87 an hour, so almost twice what I'm getting paid now, which still would only be $26 on an hour flight instead of the 13 I got on the last one. But it's a step in the right direction. But the important thing is that I have built up a little bit of a reputation now. If you check your dashboard, this right here, the rating, the 96.5, that's one of the most important things when you're trying to get a new job in this career, because which jobs you get offered and how much you get offered is directly factors in your personal rating. So whatever your personal rating is, 96.5. Personally, I'm a little disappointed. I think we could do better than that, but I'm going to blame inexperience on this airplane. I have not been flying the CRJ except pretty much on this stream. So every time I get back into a stream, it's a little bit of a discovery again with the CRJ. So that's why I'll argue that's why my rating is not quite as high as it could be. And you can see that breakdown. That's what I love about the software, is you can see that breakdown right in there. Any of these flights that you've done, now these are all the flights that don't have a score, are from the previous version, so these are imported from my previous pilot's life career from Chapter 1. But you can go and see why you got the score you got. So the low score I got, 92. What did I get the low 92 for? I lost 7 points because my bank angle exceeded 35 degrees with passengers on board. I'm not sure when that happened, but at some point that happened. And landing light off before 10,000 feet. So during the climb, you're supposed to turn the landing light off before you hit 10,000 feet. I was deducted 1 additional point because I didn't do that. So I really love that it kind of breaks it down. It looks almost like a flight test record here for you here, but it breaks you down into what you've done well at, what you haven't done well at. You can aim to improve, so you can tweak that score and get a better and better score. The score, of course, gets you more experience points, which gets you a higher rank, which gets you better jobs and better pay. And yeah, so you want to work towards getting that score. It's kind of neat though. Like if you're not perfect as a pilot, you'll still probably do a pretty good job for your career. But the better you do, the more chances you're going to get that you're going to get a better job sooner, and maybe get paid more sooner. So, anywho, we'll leave that. We've got a couple of flights left to finish. We got 5 flights left to finish on this schedule of pilot's life, and when we're done those 5 flights, we'll re-examine our career aspirations and see if maybe we can find a better paying job where we make more than $15, $16 an hour. So the last flights we got to do, we got to go back to New York. From New York, we got to go over to Cleveland and back to New York's LaGuardia. And then from New York LaGuardia, we've got to go down to Norfolk, back up to New York, and New York down to Washington Dulles, which is where this this career schedule will end. I'm not sure if we get deadheaded back or what the deal is, but anyways, an interesting collection of airports. I'm looking forward to it, and let's get this leg underway today. I don't see any of my partners in crime here this morning, unfortunately. So, guys, if you're thinking about it, you got a few minutes. We got to get ourselves all set up and organized and ready to go. But we are correct here at Buffalo, and I'm pretty sure we're online. Hold on, let's just check, because maybe I'm not. It's always a possibility. Nope, we are logged in, so there's just nobody else here. So, guys, if you're going to hop on and do this flight this morning with me, now's the time. Wow, that was a little bit of clipping there in the scenery. Trying to remember to mute this before I cough. All right, a little bit stunned here for a second as I sit down in the flight deck because I have been flying a different airplane, and this one looks nothing like the airplane I've been flying. So, trying to remember how to do this. I think the biggest thing, let's start setting up.
Roger.
Now, maybe it's me. He sounds a bit quiet. I've got max volume on him. So let me know if he's a bit quiet. I'll see if I can fix him. Gotta try to remember to mute him along the way. All right, and let's do this. Let's pull out my checklists. I should have my checklist over here. Where is it? There it is. No, not that one. That one. Safety checklist. Let's really quickly check this all out here. Circuit breakers are checked. Nose wheel steering is off. Hydraulic pumps off. Landing gear lever is down.
All right, I'm out for the walk around.
Spoiler lever is retracted. Let's see here. My slap flap lever is set. Radar is off. ADG manual release is stowed. Emergency flap switch is normal. And APU, oh sorry, battery master on.
Gear disagree.
And it just sounds really quiet to me, so just give me a second. I'm going to turn up my volume in my headphones because it feels like it's really quiet. I don't think it is really quiet. And the one thing I might also do just a little bit, I noticed this last time, was that my mic was over-modulating just a little bit on the last recording. So turning my mic down a little bit. If you guys are having a hard time hearing it, you're going to have to turn up the volume a little more because I don't want to distort it by having it overly loud. All right, and let's make sure we have opened the door since they put the bridge on.
Captain, the cabin is secure. All passengers are aboard.
Oh, we want that open. Want that down for jetway. We want the external power connected. There we go. That's what we're looking for. External power is connected. IRSs need to be in nav. Emergency equipment checked. Gear and safety pins on board. And airplane
Back
documents.
from the walk around, all looks good.
Hydraulic 3A pump is Staying off for now, and the FMS initialization complete. All right. And you know what I'm realizing too is that I did not even start my Avia server. Wow. Oh, for crying out loud. Yes, 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 yes. Had to reinstall my firewall, so it's giving me all the bloody alerts. Yes, yes, yes. Wow. Haven't had to restart my... My God. Yeah, I reinstalled my firewall, so all the alerts are coming up. I haven't been using the AviaWorks server only because the airplane I've been flying, the Phoenix, does not support it yet. I'm hoping that that will change in the future. In the meantime, get my tablet up and running here with my AviaWorks server on it. I think it's over here. Wow. Safari just keeps on opening more and more and more tabs. The problem is our corporate website, it every time you try to log into it, it uses SharePoint, so it launches 3 browser windows every time you log into it. And it only need one of them, but the other 2 launch anyways underneath, and then I just end up not closing them. I just end up continually adding another window, so I literally have about 40 or 50 locked in tabs now. I gotta just close this whole thing out. Anyways, so we'll have to set up our FMGS here, and of course the other thing we have to do is start requesting things like fuel. So we're gonna request a refueling.
Truck is on its way.
And pull up my flight plan. My flight plan. I could probably get rid of that little thing there. All right, and I think we're ready to get this in there. Not blocking too much of this, am I? No. All right, perfect. So, looks like we do have an active database that is up to date until the 1st of December. Nice, nice. All right, let's go to position init, and next page, just grab one of those GPS positions, previous page, and pop it in there. And we should now have some position init, and then we can put in our flight plan. So today we are doing Buffalo over to KJFK, New York's Kennedy. Our alternate for this one is Boston. And our flight number today is Endeavor 5138. There we go.
Fuel truck is in position.
Fuel truck is in position. And how much fuel do we need for this? Oh, this is in kilograms. That's okay, because this is in kilograms. All right, so 4.65.
Hi, the security and safety check are all done. Are we good to start boarding?
60%. Yes.
Okay.
Boarding requested.
So we will start making use of GSX. Unfortunately, it's going to probably look a little bad. He's going to drive right underneath the airplane. Why are you driving Jetway away, honestly?
Gear 3.
Actually, not too bad the way they drive around the truck. Well, he drives through the fuel truck. Well, he almost made it without driving through the airplane. Before, they were just driving through the airplane, so that actually is an improvement, gotta say.
Gear disagree. Gear disagree.
Why gear disagree? Weird. We'll open the forward and the aft cargo for these guys. I'm not sure if I have any way to get that jetway back. Oh, Lord. I have one way of getting it back, and that is to do this. I don't plan on using Pushback Express, but one thing it's good for is it does have a little toolbar that allows me to do various airport services, which includes the jetway. Thank you. Okay. Back to where we were, setting up. I I like GSX. I like GSX a lot, but there's a shortcoming. And it's not a shortcoming of GSX. It's a shortcut of MSFS, and it is these bridges. They look really good, and generally the interactivity with them is really quite good, except for the fact that I'm pretty sure that they do not transmit their current status to any external software. So GSX, Pushback Express, anything that you use that controls that jet bridge, it doesn't know the current status of it. It makes an assumption based on what it thinks the status should be based on whether you started the sim and whether it's moved it at all. All that the external software can do, as far as I can tell, is send a toggle command to the bridge, switch bridge position, either on or off. It can't even say switch it to on for sure or switch it to off for sure. It just says toggle the bridge position. So when you have multiple add-ons that are trying to use that bridge, they really end up messing each other up. Very frustrating. Microsoft, Asobo, you gotta get with the program on that. That is one very annoying shortcoming right now of this sim, because I find all the time this is what happens. I'm constantly wrestling with this bridge to keep it in place when it should be in place. Let the various external add-ons send a direct bridge on or bridge off command, not a toggle bridge command, because unless you can the other option is, of course, return a variable that says the bridge is either attached or not. And then allow the software to determine the status of the bridge before they decide to send bridge commands to the bridge. But anyway, it could be better done, put it that way. I believe we're going to depart runway 23. I'm just looking at the winds here, 190, 20 gusting 28. Windy day again in Buffalo here. On the Buffalo 8, we will put that in there. And our routing today, what's our routing today? And I'm sorry, I'm putting this stuff in here, and I don't even have the FMS up here just because I'm doing it on my tablet directly. But I gotta say, like, this is one of the best innovations, and by far some of the best money I spent in this hobby was on the AviaWorks software. Okay, so we've got the fueling done. Wow, what a distraction. So we're going to Geneseo, then we're going to Beeps, then we're going to Hancock, and then we're going to Kingston, the Kingston 1. Arrive, Kingston 1, 22 left. I don't know what to expect, so I'm just going to put that in there for now. We can work on that once we're airborne. Hopefully we'll get some New York controllers this morning. And I believe that's it for the flight plan, so we can go to the perf init page, and we can load this stuff here. Actually, before I move that away, I just need to know how many passengers to load. 76 people. All right. So we got 76 people. We'll just copy that to payload. We'll init the fuel from the aircraft. It looks like we have 9,800, which is more than enough to do this flight. Okay, good. And rather than watch me play with that knob all day trying to set these speeds, we're just gonna do the quick set because it's just easier. And we're good to go on the speeds, and we've got our ZFW and everything into the sim. The only thing we really need here is cruise altitude of 37,000 feet. It seems ridiculously high for an hour-long flight to New York. I don't think we'd actually do that in reality, but we'll put it in there for now. We'll see how it looks as we're going here. ISO deviation of +7. And average wind component. I don't have an average wind. What I could do is I could take, let's do this, 273 at 49 for cruise wind. All right, we don't need any of that. And VNAV set up in the bottom corner. Cruise speed is usually set up to cruise at 0.77 on these flight plans. Execute all that, and the flight planning is done. All right, so let's do a quick flow through the panel, make sure everything is good. Doors closed, service is off, batteries on, generators don't need to be reset. They're all in the reset position. No disconnect, fire extinguisher or fire extinguishing system, detection system. Hydraulic shutoffs are good. We should have turned the lights on as soon as we sat down, and these are the kind of things that I'm just not remembering right now. Alright, normal, auto. Let's go ahead and fire up that APU while we're sitting here. Conditions all normal. Do a hydraulic pump test. Not looking good. It should all fall into the amber. Perfect. Put the 3 pump on now. 3A pump on now. Be on our way soon here. Alright, 1 click for the cabin pressure in JFK. Pack's gonna put on, recirc fans on. Windshield heat can start to heat up. And emergency lights armed. Seatbelt sign on, no smoke sign on. ELT's armed, okay, perfect. Should be just about done with this APU here by the looks of it, yeah. Any second now should start firing up here. I think I hear it. Yeah, it's definitely firing up. There go those guys, throwing the bags on board. Nice. I think it closed the doors anyways, even though I opened them. You just gotta suspend your disbelief a little bit. I mean, there's so many systems that have to work together in aviation. It's hard to really truly get them all working properly. But it is nice to have a toga button again. Let's see here. $2998. $2998. Test this sucker here. There it is. Good. And do a quick stall test. Alright. And I don't know what the altitude is. We'll set it in a minute. We'll just set 49 for now. Oh, I see a CRJ down there. Somebody wants to go flying. And we'll set the heading to runway heading of 230, 240. I want to pick the runway headings off the charts in just a couple minutes here. Just get through the rest of this flow in the flight deck, and then we'll get into that. Anti skid off, on. Those messages should clear. They did.
Gear bay overheat.
Quick lamp test.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board today. As you locate your assigned seats, please place your smaller items under the seat in front of you to provide more room for larger items in our overhead compartments. If you need assistance, contact a flight attendant. If you are unable to accommodate any item in the cabin, please bring it to the boarding door and we will check it for you. Also,
Relative on the TCAS, but the only thing I need to change there. Make sure the stab trim, the mock trim, and the yaw damper all go on.
Hey guys, all packs are on board. Are we clear to close?
Just give me a second here. Yes.
Thanks. Let me know if you need anything.
Alright, so they're going to close up. And we're just about ready to go here, really.
APU.
Captain, the cabin is secure. All passengers are aboard.
I don't know what you're doing with the APU, but don't do anything with it. Don't touch it. Alright. So we're going to go ahead and take off the external power. And here it comes again. Here comes the bloody bridge. Over and over and over again. You stupid bridge. Alright, so those are closed, those removed. Got the parking brake set, we can remove the chocks. Alright. And let me just see if I can remember what the heck the checklist is called here, because it's been a while. I really should do this more often, but I've been practicing, I've been training, I've been studying, I've been mostly focusing on my other aircraft, so. Safety check complete. Originating check. Cancel checklist.
Roger.
Originating check.
Stand by. Maintenance status.
Checked. Set and checked.
Complete right. Gear pins.
Stowed.
Removed. Hydraulic test.
Complete.
Clocks.
1357, set left.
1357. Set right. Originating check complete.
Are you ready for the departure brief?
Go ahead.
Alright, so pull up these charts here really quickly. Of course. You've got to be bloody kidding me. There it is. Not quite totally ready for this. There we go. That's better. When it works, this system is fantastic, but just still finding some little ghosts and hiccups from the fact that I had to reinstall everything on my computer a couple of weeks ago, and things that because I have not been flying the CRJ especially, I've been flying the Airbus, I've been flying the Phoenix, and I've been flying it using my tablet and not using the Navigraph charts as much. Some of this stuff is just not ready to go, not logged in. Alright, so the runway heading is 235. Alright, so today, let's do an emergency briefing. So in the event of any abnormality during taxi will stop. This will be a left seat takeoff. Any malfunctions prior to the V1 of 140. I'll call stop or go. If the call is stop, I'll close thrust levers, apply max brake, disconnect the auto throttle, apply maximum reverse, and no, there's no auto throttle on this, right? And stop on the runway. I'll set the park brake, call for any required memorandum security checklists. If we're at or above V1, we'll continue to take off at 400 feet. Call heading mode and ask you to identify the failure, the engine failure procedure. For Buffalo, we're just going to say it's runway heading up to at least 3,000 feet. The taxi out today is going to be from gate at the end of the terminal here anyways to depart runway 23, so it's going to be Alpha through the apron, Alpha crossing runway 1432 to get to the threshold of runway 23. The SID's the Buffalo 8 departure. 10-3, the 2nd of December of 2021. SID requires takeoff minimums. It's fine, it's a VMC day, it's not a problem. 23, climbing at 235 until leaving 3,000. The top altitude is 10,000. So I should have just left the altitude at 10,000, I guess. There we go, 10,000 feet is set. And we're going to turn at 3,000 feet. We're going to start turning towards the east to get to our first fix. Before beeps, I forget what it is, but off towards New York City. Vectors to assigned route, maintain 10,000 or assigned lower altitude. Expect clearance to filed altitude 10 minutes after departure. Alright, so that's it for the SID's terrain around Buffalo. There's not a whole lot of terrain. 4,000 feet to the south, a little bit of upstate New York hilliness, but nothing crazy. Weather, it's a beautiful day. Operational, I've got nothing, no MELs, and no TAMs. Let's just have a quick look and see if there's any no TAMs that affect Buffalo while we're here. So So just scan really quickly down to the NOTAMs. Anything that affects alpha or 1423 alpha, no entry sign, that's fine. 1432 is closed until November 11th. That's about it. ILS 23, nope, nothing much in there. Perfect. All right. Any questions?
No questions.
Before start check, down to the line. Before start check. Pre-start check.
Stand by.
Wow, I do not remember the names of any of these checklists in this airplane. This one barge's got to be a little different than everybody else.
Fuel quantity.
Before I do that, let's just get this guy going here. Prepare for pushback and departure. Released with 9815 on board.
9815 pounds. Confirmed. Cabin signs.
Hello, Captain.
Hold on one second. I'm just realizing there's a fueling discrepancy here because I did my fuel order in kilograms without thinking. So the fuel required for this, 4.65 times 2.2, that is about 9,000 pounds, isn't it? Hold on. Just going to do it just a little bit more accurately here. Wow.
Departure checks completed.
10.23. We should have a little bit more fuel on board than what we got. We had some extra. Some of this was extra, 65. Yeah, we should be able to make this. Because again, I've been working all in pounds for the last little while. Or all in kilograms for the last little while, so I didn't even think to change my units to pounds. It's a simple oversight, but it's a simple oversight that has contributed to lots of accidents over the years. So let's fix that. And let's see what the requirement is in pounds here.
Release parking brakes.
Just a second. 10,252 in pounds. That includes extra of 1.43. So in reality, our minimum fuel for departure is going to be 10 minus 1.5, so it's under 9 anyway. So yeah, we do have sufficient. We'd have to talk to our dispatcher about that as well, but we definitely have sufficient fuel if we use up a little bit of our extra. Alright. Wow, I'm so mentally into one airplane that this is, I'm not even really ready for this. Say again?
Cabin signs.
On.
Pressurization.
Set.
Altimeters.
2998 set left and center.
2998 set right and cross-checked. Flight instruments.
Set left. Set left.
Set right. Oxygen flow.
Check left.
Checked right. FMS.
Verified.
Radios.
Set left.
Set right. Takeoff brief.
Complete.
Pre-start check complete.
Start check. Engine start check.
APU.
On.
Takeoff data. Set 473905 pounds. V speeds are V1 140, VR 141, V2 152, VFTO 199. Flaps 8. Set right.
Set left.
Trims engaged and centered. 7.5. Seatbelt and shoulder harness.
Check left.
Checked right. Hydraulic pumps.
On. Auto and on.
Beacon.
On.
Nose wheel steering.
Off.
Doors.
Closed.
Engine start check complete.
Alright, brakes are off, ready for pushback, letting it start till advised.
All engines clear. Start at will.
And what did I do last time? What did we do last time, everybody? Start engine 1.
Starting engine 1.
Let's not forget that this time. Wow, it's amazing how quickly I've forgotten that, which screwed me over last week. It says flight stage not started. I'm hoping it's going to start tracking once we get these engines started here. And if in doubt, you can always check the help file.
Engine 1 start complete.
Set parking brakes.
Nope. Alright. Gonna set the brakes.
Unfit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
But we're gonna kill the engine. There. Now it got to pre-flight. It had to be engines off at the gate, so because I started just as the engine was starting, it looked like it wasn't going to catch. So this time we are smart enough to catch it. Let's do this again. Start engine 1.
Starting engine 1.
In the meantime, my GSX today is working very well. Other parts are not working so well, but the GSX seems to be working just fine today.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Some fuel flow, here comes
Left
the
is
engine.
clear. Right is clear.
Alright, so things are slowly coming together. Wow, it's amazing how much I've forgotten and how I'm falling for the same things. That's probably the scariest part of all. I'm falling for the same things. I forgot everything in 2 weeks. I feel like I'm not the most attentive pilot, but...
Engine 1 start complete.
Start engine 2.
Starting engine 2.
But I really want to... I really want to focus my most of my life on, of course, studying for a new aircraft type rating. So, kind of confusing myself by flying lots of other airplanes in the sim is probably not going to happen. As much as I like it, and it's something I enjoy. I do enjoy doing it. I do enjoy getting in the sim and playing with different airplanes I don't get to play with in real life. I really enjoy that, but it's not the smartest move when you're trying to learn a new aircraft and trying to commit figures and procedures to memory to be confusing it with all sorts of other procedures. So yeah, I've not been flying the CRJ much at all. I haven't been flying any of the sims of the other aircraft other than the bus lately. So if I was to put myself in a bus, I'd probably be just fine at that.
Engine 2 start complete.
Pre-taxi check.
APU.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board our flight today. This is the lead flight attendant speaking. Please direct your attention to the cabin crew for important safety information. There is an instruction card in your seat pocket that illustrates the safety equipment on this aircraft. Regulations require compliance with this information as well as all crew instructions, lighted information signs, and posted
Full
placards.
left, full right.
Fasten your seatbelt by inserting the metal tip into the buckle. Tighten by pulling on the belt. To release your seatbelt, lift the metal flap on the buckle. It is our policy that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times while
See, I do remember some of these gadgets.
Doors are clearly marked with exit signs and
Pre-taxi
instructions
check.
for door operation. Each door is equipped with
Cancel
an escape
checklist.
slide.
Roger.
Pre-taxi check.
Locate the exit nearest
APU.
you. The nearest
Off.
exit may be behind you. In an emergency,
Set.
lights will illuminate
Anti-ice.
the aisle.
Set.
The
Electrics.
cabin is pressurized. If there is a loss of
Checked.
cabin pressure, a panel
Nose
will
will
open
steer.
and oxygen masks will appear.
Armed.
Remain
Flaps.
seated with
Flaps
your
8
seatbelt
set.
fastened and pull a mask
Flaps
towards
8
you to
required.
start the flow of oxygen.
Flaps 8
Oxygen
requested.
will be flowing to the mask
Flaps 8
even though the
confirmed.
bag may not inflate.
Flight controls.
Cover your nose and
Checked
mouth
left.
with the mask. Place
Checked
the
right.
elastic
Pre-taxi
band
check
around
clear.
your head and tighten by pulling on the ends. Secure your own mask before assisting others. Your seat bottom cushion may be used as a flotation device. Pull up and
All right.
remove the cushion. Upon
Now,
exiting the aircraft,
let's just
place
have
your
a
arms
little
around
look-see
the
here.
cushion and hold on to the
Make
straps
sure there's still
located on the
no
back. This is a
ATC online. No,
non-smoking flight.
Buffalo
Smoking
is
is
the
not
only
permitted in the cabin or
sector I see
lavatory.
online.
Cabin lights will now be turned off. Reading light buttons are located.
Taxi light
under
on.
your seat. Thank you for your attention.
And Travis, I think that's you behind me there. The other CRJ. Let's see how these CRJs are matched up together here. Alright. Supposedly closed 1432. Clear left.
Clear right.
That's right. Making me look bad because I'm not doing it. Oh, hold on. You know what I don't have you guys. Speakers high definition. There we go. Buffalo traffic. Endeavor 5138 is taxiing for departure runway 23. I'm not being a good VATSIM citizen here. And that last radio call got missed because I did not have my things set up correctly, but it should be good now. Before takeoff, checklist down to the line. Before takeoff, checklist to the line.
Flight attendants, take your seat for departure, please. Cabin has been notified. Crossflow manual. Thrust reversers armed. Takeoff data set for runway 23. RNAV first fix identified. 10,000 feet pre-selected.
Set.
Fuel, min-fuel confirmed. Takeoff config.
Checked.
Checked. For takeoff, check to the line complete.
That was easy. So we don't have anybody here in Cleveland, in Buffalo, but we do have Boston Center, so we are going to talk to probably Boston Center for a brief part of our arrival, I think. We'll have to have a look at the VATSPY map as we get going here and just see where we fall onto it here. Below the line. Before takeoff, checklist below the line.
Anti-ice.
Look at that windsock going. Set.
CAS.
Checked.
Checked. For takeoff, check below the line complete.
Idle, that is idle. Alright. We're ready to go. Let's just check this today. Hey, look, it's tracking. It knows where we are. We're taxi out. Not going to make that mistake twice in a row. Buffalo traffic, Endeavor 5138, taking position runway 23 for departure, left turn out towards New York. Alright, let's get some lights. Strobes on. Precog lights on. Why were the landing lights already on? Runway heading check.
Check.
Buffalo traffic, Endeavour 5138, rolling runway 23. I forgot to flex tab 10, so too bad. Toga. Set thrust.
Thrust. 80 knots.
Roger.
V1, rotate.
Traffic Endeavour 4983, taking up position on 23.
Positive rate.
Gear up.
Gear up.
Speed mode, heading mode. Climb sequence.
Flaps up.
After takeoff checklist.
After takeoff check.
Ladies and gentlemen, in just a few moments we'll begin our meal service for the flight. Please refer to the menu given to you on boarding for the 2 meal choices and your beverage choices available. We request that you keep the aisles clear.
Boy, she's a climber today.
To serve you efficiently and also for your own safety. Thank you.
Bird wants to climb. Holy moly. Alright, let's do a direct to Geneseo. That's where we're going to direct to. Execute. Nav FMS 1. Speed up to 250. And there you go, rolling down the runway in Buffalo, Travis. And away we go eastbound, off towards New York. Another beautiful morning, a lot nicer than when we were here last time. Yay, flying again. I didn't even notice your chat there. Yes, yay, flying again. We really need to do it more often. I just... so invested, but it's also getting to that point right now where I feel like I've spent so much time studying and I just need to get in the sim and actually do this. And COVID kind of caught that. It postponed my training by a week because of COVID, because not being able to go into work. Oh, let's go ahead and get a higher altitude here. Alright, let's get that landing light off before we hit 10,000 feet. Let's see if we can wind up a better altitude there. No. So 370, huh? Seems like a pretty far way to climb for a flight to New York. Don't think we'd probably do that in reality, but... There's 290 on the speed, 37,000 feet on the altitude, FMS 1. But yeah, so because of COVID, my training got postponed by an extra week. which sometimes is good. Like sometimes you need the extra time to study, but like I've spent so much time studying, so much time immersed in the books. I feel like I've gotten almost as much use as I can get out of the books, and that's not to say that I won't get more use out of the books and I won't learn something, but I really need to start applying that which I've been reading. So I need to just get in the sim and just actually fly the bloody sim and do what I've been reading about and learning about. Get some practice there. Then I think I'll be able to get some more benefit from the books. But I've reached that point where the theoretical part without any practical application is kind of reaching a limit. So yeah, that I feel like that's where I am right now. Anyways, I'm getting there, but it's definitely not. I just need to get in the airplane. But nevertheless, I've been spending still most of my time studying, so I have not had the chance to fly recreationally, as it were, as much as I would like. But all right, but we're getting there. We're getting there already. So it's going to be a short flight, anyways. Very quick here. And I'm having a little momentary internal debate as well over whether or not to do a second leg today. So I'll take a vote at the end when we get to New York and see if our guys are interested in doing that second leg to go from New York back to Cleveland. Just because I didn't do any flying for the last week because I was out and just kind of want to keep the recreational flying going. I really enjoy it. It's lots of fun and it's fun to do it with you guys here. Little disappointed that I didn't get to do it last week, but one of the things that surprised me, I think, the most about COVID was how much it hit my mental capabilities. All right, so transition set standard. Because even I was sort of expecting when I had COVID that I'd still be able to do some studying, and the first day where it sort of was coming on was not too bad, but the middle kind of 2 days where it really kind of hit me hardest, I was shocked at how much mental capacity I lost. I had enough mental capacity to get around and make myself a meal and do whatever else, but like in terms of trying to really kind of use advanced cognitive functioning, trying to get in there and use my brain and study, couldn't do it. Could not do it. I was even was walking around the house, like I felt like foggy was the best way to describe it. I'd forget what I came downstairs for by the time I got downstairs, and just generally sort of wandering around the house without a sense of direction. I wasn't sure what I was doing half the time, and I knew I had to do something, but I couldn't kind of put my head into it. That was the thing that surprised me the most. I've read about, over the last 2.5 years, I've read a lot of things about COVID, and read lots of people's experiences and talked to lots of people about it. And that was one thing that not too many people actually mentioned was losing your mental capacity. And because I look on sick time as downtime. It's good to kind of rest a little bit, let your body recover. But I thought I could use at least some of that time to study, but I could not. For about 2 days, I couldn't even open the book. I couldn't make it through a sentence without struggling to understand what the simplest sentences were trying to tell me. So that was the thing that surprised me the most. Other than that, it was not much worse than a bad cold. In fact, I've had much worse COVID. Yeah, it's a real struggle for you to fly this thing as well. Yeah, I am not... it comes back to you. It sort of rolls back once you start doing it, and little things like triggering the, for the FS2 crew, triggering the after start check by selecting the flight control button. Simple little things like that, the little triggers. I've forgotten so many of the triggers, but I'm getting there again. But yeah, that was the biggest thing that surprised me about COVID was the loss of my mental faculties, and that's something that I depend on obviously daily for my job. I depend on them for even for streaming and participating in this hobby. Like, this hobby is a bit of an intense mental hobby, but that's for me, that's kind of the fun part is the mental workout of doing various things. making decisions, then this is a great way to sort of keep that decision-making skills sharp now, because I have not flown an airplane for real in well over, okay, not well, yeah, it's been just a little over 2 months, which may not sound like much, but flying is a skill, and not just flying in the sense of like actually manipulating the controls, but in terms of managing a flight successfully from start to completion. It's a skill like any other, and it's one that degrades the second you stop doing it. So to try and keep myself in that game, I find the sim can be very useful for that one, especially if you have aircraft where things can fail. So not so much in the CRJ, everything sort of works the way it's supposed to and runs all the time, but in that Phoenix 320 or the PMDG 37, stuff can fail. And going in and triggering failures and then dealing with them. Can you continue to your destination? Do you need to return to your origin, divert somewhere else? These are the kind of things that's the kind of decision making that it gets better with practice when you've exposed yourself to it, and you're used to sort of thinking about all the different permutations, all the different things that can impact the decision making process to continue. Obviously, there are the safety of flight issues. If there's any questions about the safety of flight, you'll find a safe place to land. But there's so much more beyond that, managing fuel and dealing with passengers and other crew members. What will you tell people? Will you tell people anything? Oftentimes you won't tell them anything because it's not relevant. If it's a minor failure that doesn't really impact the flight, if you're not going to divert because of it, oftentimes you're not going to tell anybody anything happened. You're not going to tell anybody you lost a generator or one of the hydraulic systems stopped working because it doesn't make a material impact. The redundancy in the system is there for that reason, to carry you onto your destination without losing too much functionality. But at the same time, like I said, these are skills that need to be practiced to be good at. Just gonna see if we can't transition to Mach number here. So yeah, let's find a Mach 74 from here on out. But yeah, that's the kind of thing that you need to think about when you're thinking about places to divert. What's a good place to divert? How desperately do you need to divert? I kind of like the Airbus mentality on the ECAM, where it's either a land amber or a land red. Land ASAP amber, continue on to a company station if you can do it. Continuing on to the destination is possible if it's not too far away. Whereas land ASAP red, you got to get on the ground now. Whatever airport is nearest suitable in terms of having a long enough runway and some safety equipment, that's it. Land amber, you've got some time to make some choices. Land red is just time is not your friend. You need to land now. So it's an interesting delineation, and I kind of like the way I'm starting to kind of come around to the Airbus's way of thinking on a lot of things. There are a lot of things that are extremely well done with the Airbus. A lot of the decision making, a lot of the basic stuff is taken out of the pilot's normal activities, and the pilot is just is freed up to really focus on decision making, on making those decisions about what's going to happen next. So and I like that in a lot of ways. And there's a lot of freedom in the Airbus in that respect. Like you got to do a certain number of items on the ECAM, but then it very much leaves it to you. It doesn't even tell you to fire up the APU if you lose a generator. It leaves a lot of this stuff to pilot decision making. Well, yeah, you should have the redundancy running, so use it if you got it. But it's not. They don't beat you over the head with it like you're an idiot all the time. So there's certain things about the Airbus philosophy that I'm starting to come around to. I'm starting to see their way of thinking. I'm starting to like certain aspects of it. And one thing is I do feel like pilots get a little bit more respect for making decisions. So the basics is handled by the ECAM. These are the basic steps, but now you guys make a decision of what's going to happen in the long run as a result of this. Anyways. We're just about up to our cruise altitude. I'm just gonna quickly pull up my Sim Toolkit Pro here. I just want to see how our route compares to... Oh, look, we got New York Center online. I didn't even notice we got New York online. Yeah, it looks like we're about to go into Boston's airspace, so we should probably give them a call.
Austin, are you going to be parking at Signature?
Affirm.
17, alright. Right turn on to Echo, then another right turn on to Bravo, down to the ramp, monitor the frequency.
Here.
Have a good day.
Towards the monitor frequency and thank you.
Legion 320, radar contact, say altitude.
Climbing through 2,100, Legion 320.
320, thank you. Climb and maintain 15,000.
It's the lock a little better.
Climb maintain 15,000, Legion 320.
Boston Center, good evening. Endeavor 5318, flight level 347, climbing 370. I may have said the wrong place.
Endeavor 5138 Boston, squawk 4752.
Squawk 4752, Endeavor 5138.
For Canada 488, turn right heading 190, join the localizer.
190, join localizer, Canada 488.
52. See if I can get this water to stop happening on this airway here.
Endeavor 5138, radar contact, climb maintains level 370, good morning.
Climbing 370, thanks. Endeavor 5138.
Air Canada 488,
I
4
know
miles
there's a
from
discount
Wayne,
here between
maintain
Hancock and
3000
Kingston,
until
so let's get
established
rid
on
of
the
that.
localizer. Third ILS 22 left approach.
Maintain 3,000.
And let's see if we got natives, because we got to start setting up. One thing I did notice that's new in Sim Toolkit Pro, at least relatively new, is I noticed that there is a
Legion 320, clear direct Albany Airport.
runway wind diagram here.
Direct Albany
So
Airport.
we departed runway 23, here was our wind. Here was our departure off 23, here was our wind. So it kind of gives you a little bit of a crosswind estimate here. Kind of like that. It's a neat little feature. Alright, let's just check and see if we have a JFK ATIS. We do, a JFK ATIS in range. 200 at 11, that's 36, climbing 37, 10 miles, approaching 6,500, 19 degrees, 3029. ILS 22 left. Nice, that's what I set up for. Alright. We win. Alright, let's just let this thing level off and then we're going to set up for arrival here. That actually worked really well. Oh no, you're buying into Airbus. I know. You know what? You can either resist it or you can embrace it. I'm going to be flying an Airbus now for at least a few years. I don't want to. It's not that I don't want to resist it. There's things about the Airbus philosophy that I don't like, and I don't like the whole kind of putting the computers first idea and taking the pilots so far out of the loop. I don't like not having a yoke, a direct, and I don't like having auto thrust, like a real auto thrust system.
320 for your early planning purposes.
Where the thrust levers move, so you can get a mental kind of vision of the thrust lever moving. I don't like that.
Appreciate that. We'll expect ILS
That's
19
not
in Albany and
the way I like to operate as a pilot, but there's certain things about the Airbus that I do like, and I'm going to try and embrace it as much as possible, because like I said, I'm going to operate it for a while. You can either resist it or you can try to embrace it and learn their philosophy.
488, winds 23010,
operate within their philosophy, and
runway
that's
22 left, clear to land.
really at the end of the day is probably the better way to do it. So that's certainly how I'm going to try and do it. Alright, so there we are, we're level. Alright, so let's pull up the arrival for JFK here. Come on, loading. There we go. JFK, come on.
Kingston will be back in just a minute.
Kingston 1. ILS 22 left. Alright, so first let's just check the Kingston 1. What do we have in the way of restrictions? So we gotta go to Yoda. No, sorry, not Yoda. Kingston. Lolly. Expect flight level 200. Yeah, that looks like what we're expecting anyways. And Lundy at 190. Can I hard tune that? Doesn't make any armor anymore. So yeah. Nope. Lundy at flight level 190 at 250 knots. Perfect, those are in there. Vector after LaGuardia. And then we're expecting the ILS 22 left via radar vectors, so we're probably just going to do it. Yeah, Rosley works just fine.
Center's back.
Boston Center, JetBlue 2051 with Lima is ready for taxi.
JetBlue 2051, runway 22 right, taxi Alpha, November. Cross runway 15 right, hold short runway 15 left.
Yep. Pardon me.
Taxi to
Sorry,
runway
for
22
that.
right,
My bad.
Alpha November, cross 15 right, and hold short 15 left.
I am
JetBlue
like
2051.
more than 95% better. But
Seabird 18 Alpha, leave my
little
airspace,
lingering
motion
congestion.
closed, radar service terminated, frequency change approved.
nothing more than you would get with any other cold. That's the thing.
122
COVID, I found it was. I've had colds that were worse than that. I felt tired as well. I definitely felt tired, but I didn't. I didn't feel that bad. I've definitely had much worse. That being said, I'm not trying to downplay it because it is a disease that certainly if you're not a healthy person, I'm generally a pretty healthy person. If you're not a healthy person, it could definitely let's see here. Course is 224.
Boston Center, FL 370 Heavy, South KBUF 1011. Request to push PDC, we have Lima on board.
Back to
Flight
nav.
136 Heavy, Boston Center, hello again. Push on to Kilo is approved, advisory for taxi.
Set course
Push on to Kilo
224 on your side.
Advisory for taxi, FedEx 136 Heavy.
Set course 224 on your side. Set course on your side 224. Gotta say it exactly the right way, or just recognize it. Let's see here. Cat 1 minimum is 212. Yeah, I'm double vaccinated, and so I think that definitely helped for me. You know, keeping the impact of the virus to a minimum.
Cross runway 15 left.
Cross 15 left, JetBlue 2051.
But it really kind of ruined a lot of stuff for our family as well, because it happened right before Halloween, so our kids were not allowed to go out for Halloween. Uh-oh. What's happening to your airplane, Travis? Don't lose it. Don't lose it. You can do it. I believe you can make it. You can make it. I believe in you. Yeah, COVID really kind of screwed up a whole bunch of stuff. Screwed up my training schedule.
Air Canada 488.
So be it.
Welcome
But
to
really
Boston.
screwed up Halloween.
Taxi on Echo,
Because my kids
right
were still
turn, Bravo, cross runway 22 right,
in the
monitor
infectious
frequency
stage,
update.
basically at Halloween. We said they couldn't go out, which
Echo, right turn on Bravo, cross
say,
to right monitor the frequency. We're going to Bravo 3.
you don't know the
Air Canada
condition of other people in
488.
your neighborhood. You don't want them spreading the disease around to other people in your neighborhood. Potentially, you know, older people. We live in quite an old,
Get a 48. Okay, do you need straight
fairly
down
old
on Echo
neighborhood.
then, or does
Lots
right
of certainly
turn work
older
for you?
people, lots of young families
Yeah,
as well, but lots of
straight
older
down on
people. I
Echo,
wouldn't
place
definitely would not want them passing it on to
Very good,
anybody else.
taxi straight
For us,
down on Echo,
it was
cross
not a
right.
big
Request
deal,
to
but
right,
for
straight
other
on
people,
Echo,
it
Air
could
Canada
definitely.
488.
I can see how it can, how the, you know, it can
Legion
have an
3,
impact
20, turn left heading
on
0,
your
9er,
on your
0,
health,
vectors for
and
the
it certainly
approach,
can have
descend
an
and
underlying
maintain
conditions. It
8,000.
definitely could have a major impact on your health. So
090
I did not want to be the
vector
person
approach.
who passed COVID on to anybody else in our
Maintain
neighborhood. So
9,000.
we had to cancel Halloween for our
Legion
kids, and what a
Legion
that did not go
323,
over well.
maintain 8,000, and the Albany altimeter is 3019er.
That's heading 090, vector city approach.
Felt bad about it. Tried to
8,000.
keep the explanation to our kids
Legion
reasonable.
320.
There was a reason why we had to do it.
Boston Center, JetBlue 2051 is ready to go to left, to right, sorry.
Blue 2051, Boston Center, winds 23010, runway 22 right.
Just
clear for
1
takeoff.
second, I'll be right back.
Clear for takeoff, to right, JetBlue 2051.
Endeavor 5138, cross Lolly, add and maintain flight level 200.
Lolly at and maintain flight level 200 and Endeavor 5138.
Center, Hartford, good day, requesting VFR
Okay.
to...
200 for Lolly. I feel like we're probably going to have to start down pretty There's a topic center.
Hornet 17, Boston Center, hello
Okay,
again.
good.
You're cleared out of the Boston class, Bravo
Let's do a quick
Airspace.
briefing and
via
then we'll
fly
get
heading
this.
270. Maintain VFR at 3000 and squawk 4702.
There we go. All right.
Roger, cleared out of Boston class. Bravo.
Self-way, didn't I?
Departure.
Hello.
Heading 270.
Okay,
VFR 3000, squawk 4702. Hornet 17.
Hornet 17, read back correct.
Are you ready
Advise
for the
a
approach
taxi
briefing?
With Lima.
Go ahead.
Boston Center United 6014, ready to taxi for runway 24.
All right, the Kingston 1 arrival into New York Kennedy Airport, 20-2 Alpha, effective the 2nd December 2021. Procedure applicable to turbo
Sierra Charlie, cross runway 15,
operating greater than 240 knots. And that is the routing we have in there. Kingston, Lolly, expect 200. We got that now. Door, Lundy, and over to LaGuardia VOR, and expecting vectors after we get to LaGuardia VOR. We do have ATC online, so we're going to get some vectors over to an ILS to runway 22 left in New York's Kennedy Airport. Plate 21-4 and effective on the 25th of December, Christmas Day of 2020. IIWY 110.9. Final approach course 224 set both sides. Zalpo 1800. ILSDA again of 213, so we got 220 barrels set here on PFD. Touchdown zone at 12 feet. We got landing elevation 20 feet. Looks good. MSA around the JFK VOR 2,900 feet. Missed approach is climbing to 500 feet. Then climbing left turn 3,000. Outbound on the 190 radial to the Chant intersection at 19 DME and hold.
Center Hornet 17 with Lima requesting taxi signature.
It is in there.
Hornet 17, runway
100G
22
radars
right,
required for
taxi Bravo,
procedure
November,
entry.
cross runway 15 right, hold short runway 15 left.
Simultaneous approach is authorized. Features ILS left, not coincident.
22 right, Bravo, November,
ALS of 2
cross
passes
runway
on the left,
15 right,
landing on
hold
22
short runway
left.
15
It's going to be convenient right turn off the runway.
JetBlue 2051 radar contacts the altitude.
Down at Hotel or
3200
Juliet.
JetBlue
And then crossing runway 22 right, the actual departure runway, so we'll make sure we keep our eyes peeled and ears peeled for crossing clearance. Heading over to, let's just see if I can find a
Center Walker
gate here.
1908, ready for taxi, general aviation off of hotel.
Walker 1908, runway 10, taxi via hotel.
10 via hotel, Walker 1908.
Boston Center, Endeavor 4983, flight level 325, 350 at 40 east of Houston.
Endeavor 4983, Boston Center, squawk 4737.
4737.
So down here again, whatever the first gate we can find that's available on the east side. So we'll call it a Hotel Bravo entry. That's it for charts terrain. Nothing too much
320 descend and maintain
around
5,000.
New York, 3,000 feet over the Manhattan area.
Descend and maintain 5,000, Allegiant 3.
Weather, it's a beautiful day by the looks of it.
Endeavor 4983, radar contact position as reported, climb maintains level 350.
Operational, I've got nothing. No MELs, no TAMs. Any no TAMs for JFK that I should worry about here.
49185.
And 49185, Boston.
Center, good morning. 49185.
Quick look here, JFK, so we're looking for anything for 22 left.
Clearance prior for departure is filed. This will be for wait time.
Edges and line markings.
Right into 185, your wings down for
Markings, Lima
clear the
closed.
Boston Logan Airport via the Logan 4 departure, radar vectors direct, maintain 3000 and squawk 4754.
Cleared via the Logan 4 departure, direct, mapping 3000, 4754, 49185.
Right into 185, reback is correct, advised, ready to taxi with ATIS information Lima.
I don't see anything here for 22 left or for a taxi route in. ILS 22 left, circling categories. We're not going to be doing circling.
JetBlue 2051, clear direct, Hampton VOR, Hotel Tango Oscar, climb and maintain, flight level 380.
Nothing going on there, so good.
Clear to
And now,
Hampton and
decide to
climb to
start
flight level
down.
380, JetBlue 2051.
Boston Center, good morning, experience 521, 7000, direct America.
Sterling 520, Boston Center, hello, clear direct, Roebuck, climb maintains level 210.
There's our top and descent
Direct
point
Roebuck
right
to flight
there.
210 for straight
And
customer.
bring up our direct intercept page. Should give us some.
Next time, 36 Harry, sorry for the wait, you have to start hold 3 engines individually. We're now ready for taxi to the right.
That's fine, you're okay there. Let's see, Hornet 17, cross runway 15 left.
Cross left 117.
I'm always impressed with how much traffic can be on a VATSIM network early in the morning. I mean, it's not early. It's really not early. It's mid-morning, but sometimes
And Santa Fe 520
I've been pleasantly surprised lately by how much ATC we've managed to get for Saturday morning. Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, I expect to see more. Saturday morning, I don't necessarily expect to see a whole lot of ATC and flying online. But, I've been very pleasantly surprised how much ATC we've gotten on these last few live streams. Just great.
Spectrum 36 straight taxi.
Really kind of completes the immersion of this, airline pilot life here.
Bravo,
having
November,
ATC both ends,
15 right, hold
all of our
left.
both ends of our flights here. It's really quite something.
United 6014, wind Bradley 210 at 9er, runway 24, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 24, United 6014.
Already starting down here. Just trying to think what else. So now it's been 2 weeks since I've really.
Hotel Lima Romeo Boston. Sorry, you've requested VFR on your flight plan, but you want IFR now?
So it's been 2 weeks since my last stream, so I'm just trying to think if there's anything hugely exciting in the flight sim news regime.
Just blank for VFR,
nothing crazy that I can think of right now. This rate of descent a little bit here now because it's cut the corner a fair bit. I can't think of too much really shocking or anything. Obviously, Cross the Pond happened. Well, that was that last weekend or was the weekend
right
before?
taxi via Bravo November. Cross runway 15 right, hold short
2
runway
weeks
15
ago, I
left.
guess. Cross the Pond happened, which I missed. And I feel bad about that. I had to go to work though. At the end of the day, as the first Cross the Pond, I have missed now. I have not missed across the pond in. I was trying to think about this. It's probably been 5 years at least since I missed across the pond. I haven't live streamed all of them, but I've been a participant as a controller in all of them for quite a long time. So for me to miss Cross the Pond, I'm more than a little disappointed. It's such a great event just to see the number of aircraft you can get in and out of a major airport, like realistically.
Hornet 17 ready to go.
It's an event that has very few parallels. And there's some people that are a little bit down on Cross the Pond now. They don't think that it's sustainable the way it happens right now, and I tend to agree with that to a certain degree. I agree with it. It asks a lot of people. It's a volunteer event that has a lot of, I hate to say strict requirements, but the number of controllers you need and the amount of time they have to be online. Wow, what is this airplane doing? That was a horrible turn there.
Center Walker 1908, short of 108 for departure.
Lead in 320, turn right heading 160,
what are you doing to me,
localizer, descend and maintain 2000.
Right heading 160, join the localizer, descend and maintain 2000, Allegiant 320.
You're not going to come close to it. It does not like these sharp turns, that's for sure.
FedEx 1136 heavy, give way to an opposite direction.
This airplane does not like sharp turns.
Right on November.
Give way to opposite traffic going left right on November, 1136 Abbey.
Endeavour 5138, New York centers on 125.32, good day.
New York 12532 and Endeavour 5138, good day.
Endeavour 5138, contact New York Center 125.32.
12532, Endeavour 5138, good day. Yeah, give me a chance to respond.
Center Walker 1908, short of 10, ready for departure.
Okay guys, I'm getting bogged down here. Please just let me talk for a bit. United 6014, radar contact.
1 and hold short of runway 27 left, UPS 10.
New York, hello, Endeavour 5138, 223 descending across the Lendy, correction, Lolly 2200.
Endeavour 5138, New York Center, hello, good morning, cross Lendy at and maintain level 190, 250 knots.
Lendy at 190, 250 knots, Endeavour 5138, thanks. Here's the altitude capture. Let's put this back on FMS and see if it'll track this a little better. It does not like sharp turns. That's one thing I figured out with this Aerosoft CRJ. It does not
Endeavour
like
5138, direct Lindy.
direct Lendy, Endeavour 5138. Alright, direct Lendy. Execute. Still alt capturing.
American 214, Washington Center is offline. The radar service is terminated. Unicom is 122.8. Great day.
Over to Unicom, American 14, good day.
Alright, let's just continue this descent down to 190. Alright, 190. DPS 500. See if that'll get us there. Oh yeah. Do we have descent check? Descent check. What do we do?
Pressurization. Set fuel check. Altimeters.
2992 set left.
1013 set right. Landing data set 4703 pounds. Thrust reversers.
Arm.
Lights.
On. Off. Set.
Seatbelt sign.
On.
Seatbelt and shoulder harness.
Check left.
Checked right. Approach briefing.
Please use caution when opening overhead bins as items may have shifted during our flight. Please stow your tray tables or
You sure about that? Descent check complete.
Any questions?
No questions.
There, now it's complete.
Endeavour 5138, contact near approach 12812. We'll see you.
Near approach 12812, Endeavour 5138. Thanks, see ya. So one thing I would love to have is a radio panel. That's the next thing I'll save my money for. Actually, no, the next thing I'll probably save my money for is a better graphics card. This one's getting a little old. It's just a little slow sometimes.
Cal's off. Cal's on.
What are you doing to me here, buddy? Just stop listening to what I'm saying. What do we have? We had Alpha. Here, approach, good morning, Endeavour 5138, crossing Lundy 190-250 knots, information Alpha.
Endeavour 5138, New York approach, very good morning. Depart Lundy heading 180, expect ILS runway 22 left approach, information Alpha.
Depart Lundy heading 180 and plan the ILS 22 left, Endeavour 5138. Alright, heading 180 after Lundy.
United 1515, wind 19 at 0 at 7, runway 22 left,
love it,
clear
love it.
Alright.
Alright.
New York approach, Pyramid 300 Heavy, back with you. We got no response round.
Okay, I'll advise him. Fly runway heading wind 200 at 11, runway 22 right, clear for takeoff.
Runway 24 right, clear for takeoff, fly run, correction, 22 right, clear for takeoff, fly runway heading, Pyramid 300 Heavy.
Trying to get some nice exterior shots there, so we can have a nice title card at some point. As we fly over upstate New Jersey. Down towards Meadowlands. There's the turn, so there's heading of 180. There we go. Leveled off, so we get a little bit more power back on there to keep the speed at 250 for now. See the Empire State Building there. Stands out a little bit too
And
much.
1538, descend and maintain 13,000.
Descend 13,000, Endeavour 5138. 2,000 feet set.
Approach JetBlue at 182, short of 22 right at Echo.
JetBlue 182, New York departure. Wind 200 at 11, runway 22 right cleared for takeoff. Caution wake turbulence from departing heavy a Boeing 747 heavy.
Roger, 22 right, clear for takeoff. Caution wake turbulence, JetBlue 182.
And I'll get my speed cards for my CRJ 900. Alright, so let's see if we can get performance. Let's just fuel from the aircraft where it is right now and set our landing speeds. VREF of 139 for now. Alright, and Alpha said it was altimeter 3029. Alright, 3029 on the meter, 250 knots, heading 180, we're in descent to 13.
Pyramid 300 heavy radar contact, turn left heading 050, climb and maintain 11,000.
So left heading 050.
There's LaGuardia, and there's Kennedy right there, like two of the busiest airports in America, like 4 miles away from each other. It's crazy how the airspace between these two airports has been so divvied up and interlinked so that they can operate independently pretty successfully. It's not completely independent. They do tend to depend on each other a little bit. There tend to be runway combinations that don't work for these two airports. Oftentimes the active runway at one airport will impact the other airport, so they all sort of need to change in sync. If they do need to do a runway change, they need to coordinate and do it in sync. But overall, it's pretty impressive still how these two major airports function so close to one another.
292 radar contacts, altitude leaving.
2000, JetBlue 182.
Beautiful morning here though for this arrival into
JetBlue 5192, proceed direct way. We resume on navigation, maintain 5,000.
And we have to debate if we want to continue with the next leg off to Cleveland.
Good morning. Section 420, we're signature south, Peterborough, part of Boston.
CTP is overrated, too organized, needs mass chaos.
Exit jet 420 New York
organized, but
here to Boston Logan International
there will
Airport.
always be an element of chaos to it. There will always be people who are
TW4 departure radar
either don't know what they're doing in terms of CTP or with their airplane,
flight
or just
level
make
21010 minutes after departure. Departure on this frequency is Squawk 1071.
I think it strikes a fairly good balance between trying to meet the needs of as many people as possible without
expecting level 210 in 10 minutes. Departures with you, Squawk 1071.
Without sacrificing too much.
Jet 420 read back correct position factor displacement expect runway.
At the same time, it's such a it's so hard to muster enough people to work this event sometimes.
Runway 19 for departure and advisory for taxi.
And just because of the way the event works, because it's such a large long haul event, any of the intermediate sectors that go missing suddenly create a huge issue for the whole event. So
KBUF-KJFK climb and maintain 7,000.
You need a lot of people working together, a lot of controllers working together for it to happen.
And 5138 descend maintain 8,000.
Descend 8,000 and never 5138. I always enjoyed this event. I even enjoy flying in it. I've never flown the whole across the pond aspect of it, but I have done flights with that ATC, listening to the rest of the traffic. And
1515,
it's tons of fun to hear these guys working, to hear everyone working this hard.
Taxi the ramp Alpha.
Just
2 right at November, and then off to the exit. Have a good day.
Yep.
It's just something that could probably... It's hard to manage. There's only so much virtual controllers can do, and especially because you're asking
300 heavy contact New York Center 125.32.
You're asking them all to give up so much time on a Saturday.
Contact New York Center 125.32, Pyramid 300 heavy.
And not that every controller has to be there for that long, but you want as many of them there for as long as possible in order to provide the service seamlessly. You need, in a lot of sectors, you need 6 to 8 hours of solid service with many controllers working at the same time. So
you approach United 231 with
interesting to go and look into it and see how many controller hours in total are provided as a result of this event.
Arrival, and we have Alpha.
Oscar Hotel, Kilo November uniform, New York approach.
I'm always happy to contribute, and I always feel bad when I have to leave, but like after the first 5-6 hours, I have other stuff to do with my life sometimes. My family thinks I'm absolutely insane, spending 5-6 hours staring at the screen controlling virtual airplanes.
United 231 New York approach, expect ILSN with 22 left, depart Metro. I'm sorry, expect ILSN with 22 left, New York altimeter 3025.
22 left and 3025 for United 231.
I didn't even hear anymore, Travis.
W5182, climb and maintain 12,000, contact New York Center 125.32.
12,000 and New York Center 2532, JetBlue 5182, thanks.
And 5132, turn left heading 110, descend maintain 4,000.
Sorry, is that Denver 5138?
Affirm.
Left turn 110 down to 4,000, Denver 5138.
Oscar Hotel, Kilo November uniform, we are going into Teterboro, not JFK.
And 5138, turn left heading 100, descend and maintain 4,000.
Feet.
That's at 420, signature south at Peterborough, taxi to 19.
And 5138, did you copy?
Negative.
And 5138, turn left heading 110, descend and maintain 4,000.
Yeah, in the descent 4,000 heading 110 at Denver 5138. I read it back.
Exit gate 420, runway 19, taxi via Quebec, Charlie, Bob, Quebec, let's take
convoluted route to get in there, but the only way you can get in there is to descend on the east side of the field.
Hold short on way 24.
Quebec, Charlie, Papa Lima, hold short of 24.
This guy sounds like he's working today.
Oscar Hotel Kilo, November uniform, expect ILSN 19 at approach, maintain 8,000.
5 departures on Kennedy,
Expect ILS runway 19
LaGuardia,
approach and expect maintain 8,000. Oscar Hotel Kilo, November
3 airbornes right now. We end up going really the long way here, though, don't we? This is not an efficient operation. None of the New York airports are efficient to get in and out of, that's for sure. You look at certain other major metropolitan areas where there's only one major airport, and the
and 5138, turn left heading 040.
Left turn 040, Denver 5138. The efficiency goes way up with a lot of these other airports. I think of Atlanta, and how quickly and easily people get into Atlanta. What other airports? Dallas and Houston are another two that are large airports, but because they're the only really major airport in their metroplex area, you get in and out pretty darn quick. But then you look at a place like New York, where there's 3 major airports within like a 7-8 mile radius of each other, and nothing happens efficiently. You get these long vectors. Like I flew over the airport like 7 or 8 minutes ago. Here we are in a downwind now, descending through 5,000. Like we're getting there. Don't get me wrong, we're getting there. But boy,
did you say Quebec,
you end up having to go a long way out of your way just to get there.
Say your call sign one more time.
Exit 420.
All right, there's all captured.
FM, Quebec, Charlie, Papa Lima.
Quebec, Charlie, Papa Lima for exit 420.
Exit 420, clear to cross runway 24.
Cross 24, exit 420.
Speed up close to 250 just to get there. I don't want to exceed 250, because then I lose points on my pilot rating. Here's the way over there.
Your first good day.
13 miles off to our northwest, and we got to still do this whole downwind now.
Victor 17 New York approach, expect runway 31 right, Canadian altimeter 3028, descend and maintain 8,500.
I guess you fell behind.
Weather expect 31 right, descend and maintain 8,500.
This airplane is a fun airplane, but the FMS does have issues sometimes with it. Although the other day, even in the bus, I was inside doing a arrival setup and I did not notice that I flew a complete 360 at one point. I got us into heading mode, and the bus will get you in trouble sometimes if you're not watching it like a hawk. Flying at single pilot is not advisable, because if you're inside setting up the box,
17, expect runway 22 left.
There are some things it can do that that'll bite you anyways.
The Jet 420 is ready to go, Cedarburg.
It's a Jet 420, fly the TW for departure, maintain 3000, wind 190 at 12, runway 19 at clear for takeoff.
Alright, flight Cedarburg for departure, up at runway 19, clear for takeoff, it's the Jet 420.
Oh, we're getting there.
Oscar Hotel Kilo November uniform, descend and maintain 5000.
Is this Fire Island here?
Descend and maintain 5,000, Oscar Hotel Kilo November uniform.
Barrier islands here have some absolutely massive parks.
Victor 17, turn left heading 240.
Jones Beach here.
2401.
See, there's the circle right there, and there's a giant statue.
United 231, descend maintain 6000.
Robert Moses is one of these. It's in the center of that traffic circle there. These were some of the first beaches that were built for New Yorkers who owned cars to be able to get out of the city on a Saturday or a Sunday and just get out of the crowds of the city. Ironically, the beaches end up being very crowded as well. Get out of the dirt and the filth of the city, drive down the New York State parkways to get to all these beaches. Notice all these parkways have trees on
Clear
each.
5138, turn left heading 020.
Left 020, Endeavour 5138. They really took the term parkway very seriously. It's supposed to be a road that is a park at the same time that's beautiful to drive through. That's the idea behind it. The trees on either side. And lots of bridges that were too low for buses and trucks, so that only cars could ever drive down these highways. They intentionally built all the bridges on them too low so that buses could not drive down there, so the unwashed masses could not go to the beach. Only the slightly better off people who could afford their own car could go to these beaches.
Victor 17, turn right heading 310, descend and maintain 4000.
And that's an infrastructure problem that persists these days. All these bridges are still there that were built in the 50s and even before the 50s.
Victor 17, turn right heading 310, descend maintain 4000.
In the 20s and the 30s. And they still can't get buses to drive down these highways because the bridges are too low. And they were built specifically that way, specifically to be too low to ever allow the buses to get in there.
Endeavour 49, New York approaching Endeavour 4983 with you. It's flight level 191.
And 4983 New York approach, depart lane D heading 180, expect ILSN with 22 left, information Bravo.
Ready to go.
Levy at 180, 22 left, Endeavour 4983.
Victor 17, radio check.
Victor 17, go ahead.
Victor 17, turn right heading 320, descend and maintain 4000.
4000 and 320, Hornet 17.
And 5138, turn left heading 350.
Left turn 350, Endeavour 5138. Alright, starting to get a bit of a base leg going here. Sort of a shallow base leg, but we're getting there.
Oscar Hotel Kilo November uniform, turn left heading 250.
Left heading 250, Oscar Hotel Kilo November uniform.
Under 1538, turn left heading 270, descend and maintain 3000.
Left turn 270, descend 3000, Denver 5138.
That's at 423,000.
0.
Exit jet 420, New York departure, radar contact.
3000.
Proceed direct Brazy, climb and maintain 6000.
Brazy 6,000, that's at 420.
Yes, minus 1,000. Boy, that's a long vector around to get into JFK here.
Under 4983, descend and maintain flight level 190 for now. Sorry.
We'll maintain 190 on Denver 4983.
Victor Victor 17, reduce speed 250.
117, we are currently at 250.
Alright, so let's go ahead to...
Under 5138, 6 miles from Rosby, turn left heading 250, descend and maintain 3000 until established on the localizer, cleared ILS runway 22 left approach.
Left turn 250 for the intercept, 3000 just down, cleared the ILS 22 left, and Denver 5138. Alright, heading 250, we're cleared for the approach. Low one glide slope armed, out to capture. VRF is 137.
Under 5138, maintain 180 knots or greater till Zalpo.
180 or greater to Zalpo at Denver 5138.
Victor Victor 17, reduce speed 210. Under 4983, descend and maintain 16,000.
16,000, Denver 49.
It's at 137 for the VRF here. That's the whole way back to go. There we go. We'll just do direct to Rosley, and that should sequence my waypoints.
292.31, turn right heading 060.
Was that for United 231?
From United 231, turn right heading 060.
060, right? On the heading for United 231.
Loc 1.
Under 4983, descend and maintain 13,000.
Flaps 1.
Down to
Flaps
13,000, Denver 4983.
Flaps 8.
Flaps 8.
Victor Victor 17, turn right heading 250. Turn left heading 250.
250.
Fly slow. Just approach altitude 3,000 feet set.
Roger.
Under 5138, wind 190 at 12, runway 22 left clear to land.
22 left clear to land, Denver 5138. 22 left clear to land.
Exit 420, climb. Exit 420, climb and maintain 10,000.
I would say 10,000.
Gear down.
You're down.
Exit 420, contact New York Center 125.32.
2536, that's at 420, good day.
Sure. Victor Victor 17, Kennedy Airport, 10 o'clock, 12 miles, report inside.
Roger, report inside.
Flaps 20.
Flaps 20.
Flaps 30.
Oscar Hotel Kilo, November uniform, descend and maintain 4,000.
Flaps 45. Final flaps.
Flaps 45.
Landing checklist.
4 landing check, please. Landing gear.
Down. Down 3 green.
Spoiler 0. Flaps 45. 4 landing check, complete.
Scratch.
Victor Victor 17, do you have airport in sight?
Affirm, 117 with the air short.
Victor 17, cleared for visual approach and with 22 left.
Roger, clear visual approach 122 left, 117.
Alright. Lots of time to prepare for that arrival, that's for sure. Oops. Only had like 15 minutes of vectoring around New York to get down here. At least it's a quick taxi in today.
Oscar Hotel Kilo November uniform, descend maintain 3000.
Descend and maintain 3000, Oscar Hotel Kilo November uniform.
Oscar Hotel Kilo November uniform 9 miles from Unwheel, turn left heading 220, descend and maintain 3000 until established on the localizer, clear ILS runway 19 at approach.
Left heading 220, descend and maintain 3000 until established on the localizer, cleared ILS 19 approach, Oscar Hotel Kilo November uniform.
And Air 4983, descend maintain 8000.
8000 Endeavor 4983.
300.
United 231, turn right heading 090, descend and maintain 5000.
200.
Great heading 090 and down to 5000 for United 231.
100.
Victor 17, New York approach. Do you need any assistance?
Victor 17 negative.
20.
Clear the field spot.
10.
Okay, Victor 17, wind 190 at 12, runway 22 left, clear to land.
22 clear to land.
90 knots.
Alright. It's not too bad of a landing, a little bit of a floater, but we got her done.
United 231, turn right heading 160, descend and maintain 3000.
After landing check.
Great heading 160 and down to 3000 for United 231.
Oscar Hotel Kilo November uniform, traffic 3 o'clock, 8 miles. A Boeing 737, southbound level 5000, descending to 3000.
Roger, we're looking for that traffic. Oscar Hotel Kilo November uniform.
Endeavor 5138, clear 22 left, taxi for Hotel Bravo entry.
Under 5138, welcome to Kennedy, taxi, continue on hotel, cross runway 22 right and contact ground 121.9 or short of Bravo.
Hotel, cross 22 right, ground 0.9 short of Bravo, Endeavor 5138.
Under 4983, turn left heading 110, descend maintain 4000.
110, 4000.
Lights there. Strobe on.
United 231, 6 miles from Theta, turn right heading 190, descend and maintain 3000 until established on the localizer, cleared ILS and with 22 left approach.
Great heading 190.
Moving things all around the flight deck, but that ain't need to.
Until established on the localizer for the 22 left approach, United 231.
XM 36 and bound Charlie, passing 15,000 for 12,000.
Okay, clear left, clear right, clear left.
417 New York approach.
Clear left.
Flight 1136 New York approach, depart rover heading 280, expect ILS runway 22 left approach, information Bravo altimeter 3028.
Getty ground, good morning. Endeavor 5138 on hotel, going for Hotel Bravo entry.
Leader 5138, 10 ground, good morning. Say your gate number again.
Hotel Bravo entry.
Roger that. Giver 5138, make straight ahead to the Hotel Bravo.
Alright, Hotel Bravo, Endeavour 5138, thanks. Alright. Oops, not that one. That's the one. Strobes off. Did he turn the APU on already? I don't know what's going on with the APU there. Does it look like it's supposed to be starting? There it goes. Now it's starting. And we'll see if the
Lincoln 117 at Delta Bravo cross-runway 31
GSX has figured this out here.
approach 128.125.
Only trouble with GSX is you've got to know your gate numbers. You've got to know the SIM's designation of your gate numbers. So sometimes you get airports where, you know, you get these Alpha Charlie Bravo gates. I don't see any marshalers here at gate 40. Oh, it's 41 on this, which is not... Alright, so let's see if we can find...
Lincoln 117 Kennedy ground.
Go ahead, Kennedy ground for 117.
Let's see if I have...
Lincoln 117 cross-runway 31 right and contact new approach 128.125. Have a nice day.
Roger 128.125 crossing runway.
Anybody here?
American 117.
Nope. Nope. Alright, let's try it one more time. Here. It's a pity, because one of the things I love about GSX is having marshalers, but Ghost Miner 3, hello, welcome. Unfortunately, I cannot seem to find... Taxi lights off, taxi lights off. I cannot seem to find what this gate is called by Microsoft Flight Simulator. That's one of the things that I hate about these default airports is that the gate numbers are horribly wrongly coded. We're just going to self-marshal here. Lots of very wrongly coded gate numbers. And then you get a piece of software like GSX that depends upon the gate number, and it becomes essentially useless to you. Alright, parking brake is on, and APU is up and running. Oops. Shutdown check.
Shocks and brakes.
In and on.
Seatbelt sign.
Off.
Anti-ice.
Off.
Packs.
On. Set.
Fuel pumps.
Off.
Hydraulic pump 3A.
Off.
Beacon.
Off.
Nose wheel steering.
Off.
Transponder standby. Shutdown check complete.
Scratch.
All station, Kennedy ground now closing. Contact new approach 128.125.
Alright, so we can open the door.
All station, I say again. Kennedy
well,
ground now closing.
And
contact new
call
approach
the
128.125.
bridge over. And there we go. GSX was used to me when I could push back my Yeah, GSX has limitations. There's no doubt about it, and it sometimes it can be a little disappointing. So, I think that one of the important things with GSX is to keep your expectations realistic. If you fit into the very narrow airliner model, it's going to work well for you. It's going to work. It's going to usually work very well for you. But if you're trying to do stuff that's slightly unusual, and the DC-3 is one that often, the DC-3 is not an aircraft that was pushed back a lot. That's one that was it was an open ramp operation in most cases, so it was the taxi in, taxi out. So it wasn't really designed with it in mind. And GSX, I don't think, was designed with the DC-3 in mind, and vice versa. So yeah, if you try to use GSX in ways it wasn't planned on, it's not going to react very well. But in terms of operating the airliners, it generally operates very well. A lot of the shortcomings of GSX right now, yeah, exactly. There's no pushback add-on that does tail draggers because there's not really a lot of tail draggers that there's never really have been a lot of pushback pushbacks, you know, things invented that have been used for tail draggers. So yes, there have been. There have been, but it's not nearly as common as the the current tricycle gear airline configuration that you're likely to see. So if you're operating in that realm, it works pretty well. The biggest shortcomings that GSX often has to overcome are shortcomings that they can't do anything about that are related to the sim. And so typical example right here of me not being able to get it at this particular gate because the gate is mislabeled. There's a label for this gate.
You are currently parked at the wrong parking position.
And it won't even tell me what parking position I'm parked at. Does it know which parking position I'm parked at? Okay, it seems to know now. It seems to know I'm at a parking position because I can request boarding. So
the boarding requested.
It does know I'm at a parking position, but yeah, that's a limitation when the sim is not programmed correctly. What chance do you have with GSX? So, oh my God, stop moving that gate back and forth, you stupid piece of crap. But overall, it works fairly well. The models are looking really nice, and even this now. This is something actually that it wasn't even doing a couple weeks ago, but I guess one of the updates they finally pushed has kind of improved upon this. Is with the CRJ, the baggage doors are all on the wrong side of the airplane compared to the standard airline operation. And it used to be that the baggage loaders just drove right through the airplane to get to them. It just took the direct line over there. Now it's actually gotten even smart enough that it drives around the back, so it doesn't even clip the wings. It doesn't clip the wingtips, doesn't clip the tails. It goes around the whole airplane nicely. If there's any other scenery parked nearby, it might clip that. As you can see right here, it's kind of clipping some of these scenery items right here. But there's a limitation to what GSX can do, but I would say that they have done a very nice job now of adapting to various aspects of this sim, of different aircraft. It's an incredibly hard thing to do. We as human beings say, oh, it's simple, just drive the vehicle up there, but we don't realize sometimes how much we are doing mentally as human beings when we're driving around from place to place, making decisions about where to drive and how to get there without hitting obstacles and evaluating all these obstacles. And some of these obstacles, these scenery items, are invisible to the driver, as it were, as the GSX driver. So it seems like a simple operation. It's incredibly complicated to try and script something to drive around freely and adapt to different scenery parked in different locations at different airports. How do I adapt to this? How do I adapt to the fact that bridge is there, that there's a tanker truck here, that there's another airplane over there? How do I adapt to all that? And that is one of the challenges of trying to set up an operation like GSX. It's easy if you sort of if you have a very scripted and everything is exactly the same at every airport, and all these gates are exactly the same with the same obstructions in the same place, but every airport's different in how it's designed. So trying to adapt to that, very challenging. So I give GSX a lot of leeway in that respect. I understand that it's not an easy thing that they're trying to do, and there's a few things that they do that really well that I like. And the two things that they do best, and they still do best in MSFS, is they do a great pushback. You just tell them which way you want the tail facing, and they push you back there. And 97% of the time, it gets there without any issue. Sometimes you get a little weird back and forth with the tug once or twice, but most of the time it gets there without any issue. And again, it's a pathfinding issue, so there's a lot of potential problems. And the other thing is, of course, marshalling into the gate is the other thing that I love GSX for, is a marshal into the gate, to the gate that I want, not some gate that has been randomly selected by the sim, but let me pick ahead of time which gate I'm going to. And I like that. And that's something that GSX still does quite well. So, and one other thing that GSX does really well is the customization. So if you want to change any of the stuff, it's so completely customizable. You can change the default parking locations of all of these things. Now, really? That's where you were there a second ago, you stupid bridge. Oh my god. Sometimes all these things do not play nicely together. But you can customize everything too, so if there's a gate that you know you're going to operate out of again, you can fix all this stuff once, and the GSX will remember it for the future. So you can change with the location of the marshal, the parking spots of all the equipment, you know, any no driving areas, you can change all that. So it's great in the way that's been scripted to allow that flexibility if you want to do it. Anyways, guys, so there's one leg down. Please remember to submit your flight. Yeah, let's submit that. It's a little longer than it probably needed to be, but anyways. And we have a chance to do one more leg to Cleveland. It's not late, it's getting on a little bit in time. So, quick survey, who wants to see me do a leg to Cleveland? Who wants to just call it right there? Because that's our next leg, is New York out to Cleveland. That's probably about an hour, 20-minute leg. So we could probably get it going, but we got to get it going soon. So, quick show of hands. Anybody who...
deboard crew.
I got one for do the next leg. Anybody? No, don't deboard the crew then. Don't deboard any crew.